Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Elevate. My name is Jessica.
My name is Darwin.
And today we're going to be talking about, does cooking make a woman more valuable?
Because we know I love my food.
So you start, babe, because I feel like you should be the one.
I want to know what your thoughts are.
No, I want to know what your thoughts are because you are my husband and you chose a woman who doesn't love cooking.
You don't?
I don't. So you tell me, from a man's perspective, because this is the debate with a lot of women and men also. From your perspective, let's not say all men because all men don't think the same. But from your perspective, does a woman cooking make her more valuable?
Yeah, I struggle.
A ti te gusta el chisme.
Why are you laughing?
Because you definitely do not struggle with that.
I'm starving. Look at me.
En serio?
No. All right. All jokes aside.
No, seriously.
No, I don't. I don't think that makes or breaks a woman. And I feel like that I told you that very early on in the relationship. Like, very early on. Like, once we moved in.
I mean, we spoke about this prior to us even being engaged because I've always been this way. I've always known that I didn't necessarily had that vision for me to like be this woman who was just like in the kitchen all the time, who just enjoyed like cooking. It was never me. And I'm open to the idea, now I feel like I'm definitely more open, not open. It's a necessity.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like you don't cook.
Right. This is what I want to say. It's not that it's a life skill that we all need. It's necessary to learn, in my opinion, especially when you come from a background that you don't come from wealth. Like certain people maybe might not have had to learn how to cook because they've always had someone to do it for them. Yeah. But we come from people who have to do it themselves because we don't have that type of money to be paying another person to just cook for us. But that's definitely goals.
But that's also all we saw growing up was the wife partner had to cook, period.
Had to.
Yeah. In
a lot of households, especially depending on the culture you come from, as a woman, it's like a must. So for me personally, this conversation came up because I saw somebody talking about it on TikTok, and I just resonated so much with what she said because exactly.
There are a couple tool creators.
Okay, so this conversation is coming up because I saw a TikTok from an influencer.
Beauty and Beast.
Alex and
Beba.
Yeah, she does like fitness. I think she's into Herbalife, or I don't know. She's like an entrepreneur. She's on her own. Anyways, beside the point. The video, everything she said in that video just hit every point for me because she was talking about how, I guess
she hates it.
It's very common for like other women to bring other women down, or maybe like men to bring other women down because they don't know how to cook. And so she was like stating, like, woman, if just because you know how to cook, that doesn't make you a better woman than me.
Agreed.
And I feel like it hits the nail on the head, like right on, because it doesn't. I completely agree with that statement. It really doesn't. Is it important to know these things? Absolutely. Do you have to love to cook if you're a woman? I think not.
Yeah, I think it would be different if like you didn't like it and you also didn't know how to like fry an egg or like make rice or something like that.
Right, like you have to like learn these things, especially when you have kids, you have to learn at least the basics, right? I'm not an expert cook at everything. I personally don't love to be in the kitchen, but I have my moments where I want to learn how to cook certain plates.
I feel like I appreciate that more because since you don't cook every day, like when you cook, I be like, yo, this shit fire.
But when I do, I must say, when I do, I do a pretty good job.
And also that you like trying new recipes because you yourself get tired of food.
I do.
So I'll be maybe like, yo, I'm making some sesame chicken. I'll be like, go for it, girl.
Right. I'm very I get tired of eating the same thing all the time. And yeah, I'm the type of person who wings it every day, like what we're going to eat most of the time. I
And it's also easier because like we follow all these creators that are like chefs and like they make it life so easy.
Oh yeah, I love that's why I freaking love. Shout out to Chef Rose. Chef Rose make Big Mama Cooks, Chef Z. Like I love
Beatrice.
Yes, I love all of them because
I be trying new shit with them.
yes. And you know what? I love that for them. They love to cook and they motivate me to create some of these plates. You know, they make it look so simple and I'm all here for it.
Appreciate
and
you.
every woman that loves to cook, like, that's great. Like, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that either, but we have to respect that every woman isn't the same.
Yeah.
And just because you know how to do that one thing, again, that doesn't make you more of a woman than the woman next to you. If that woman perhaps doesn't like to cook or hasn't learned how to cook, everybody's different.
And men need to stop trying to force their woman to like love this thing. Like go love.
Yeah. I hate when I hear like men try to force it on every woman. Like this is something you must know how to do or you must love to do because you're a woman, you know, like that's your job kind of thing. I just hate that attitude because sure, as you get into a relationship and you have children, if you are I don't know how to say this, if you are a woman who wants to take care of your family and you care for your family, you naturally will start to learn how to do some of these things, even if you don't want to, even if it's not your passion, you know, to like cook. Some things you just have to be an adult and you have to be responsible and learn how to do them because they're essentials for life.
And you can't also be ordering out every single day.
Right. And you just have to be a responsible adult and not be feeding your kids crap all the time, you know, so some of these things you have to do because as you have a family and you care for them, you naturally have to learn how to do them. But to make a woman feel like, I just feel like that attitude.
Like they're worthless.
Yeah, like I just feel like that attitude just makes some women mad. And it's like, no, like, forget it. I'm really not going to do it now. Like, I don't want to.
And I feel like, too, like, if a woman has to cook every day, because the man is requiring, like, I want a new meal every single day. Because there's men like that. Like, I want my fresh meal. Like, it becomes a task. Like, it doesn't become enjoyable to, like, damn, now I have to go cook because this guy got to eat.
Right, because I have to feed him.
Yeah.
It's...
And for us,
I just could never be in a relationship like that. And I know there's plenty of women that do this, and it's very common for women to just do it because some women think that if they don't cook for their man, they're going to lose their man. And I think it's the most ridiculous thing to think. I mean, to live life that way.
And for us, it's great because she even mentioned on her TikTok that, like, her husband loves to cook.
Yeah.
And I kind of related. I mean, I don't love to cook, but I like to cook and then like see her be like, yo, this is good. And like just see her eat.
We take turns.
Yeah.
And we don't even say it. It's not even like, okay, babe, like on Tuesday you're going to cook. On Monday I'm going to cook. We don't even plan it out. For us, it works that, you know, depending on if he's in the mood to cook, he'll cook. Yeah. If I have an idea, I'll do it. You know, it's not really like his task or my task. It's just a 50-50 type of thing. Who is in the mood to cook, you know, whatever it is. It just, we don't really.
Yeah, and we try not to also, like, when the weekends are coming, like, some days we will cook. Like, if we have, like, something easy or we just went full shop. Usually if we went full shopping on a weekend, we will cook something that day. But if not, like, we don't stress, like, oh, my God, we got to cook. Now we're fortunate enough to be able to order out. And sometimes, just like focus.
We don't do it every day.
Yeah. No, but on the weekends.
Yeah.
Because we do things like this on the weekend. So
that's
it's like
another thing.
We can't spend 4 or 5 hours in the kitchen because we don't have the time to do it.
Right. That's another point. You know, depending on your life, it could be very overwhelming to have all that pressure, you know, like this is your task kind of thing. And I hope that any man that demands this thing from their woman, even if they don't like it, you know, I hope that they are the type of man who's taking care of that woman every need she has, I hope he's taking care of it, because
yeah, I was listening to a podcast with Alex Hormozy and his wife, and he was saying he's like a multi-millionaire, and he said that they always ate out every single night, and he broke it down why, and he said that the time it takes him to go to the supermarket, buy groceries, put the groceries away, cook, and then wash dishes, all that. He broke all that into time, and he's like, I would make more money spending this time on business than me cooking my home cooked meal.
I've heard that from other entrepreneurs as well. I
It
guess
was like it's 5 to 6 hours total, because it's not just cooking. Like, you have to go to the supermarket, you have to put it away. You have to. He broke everything. He's like washing the dishes. He's like putting the dishes away. He's like, all this is time that I could just spend making business that would pay for that meal.
it makes total sense.
It does.
It makes total sense. And that's exactly why I feel like we understand each other, because we both have business mentality. And it's not like you're the only one thinking business. I'm also always thinking about, I'm on social media and I'm trying to build a brand, and we do this as a team. It's not just himself.
Yeah.
So there are times where we're overwhelmed and the last thing we're thinking about is cooking. Like, we just don't have the time for it. We work regular jobs Monday through Friday, and every other time that we have, we're trying to build our personal business. And it's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. And well, hopefully it won't be like that forever.
Yeah.
But for now, this is the hustle we're in. And so we have to use our time wisely and not just spend it doing things, not just spend it worrying about things that could be easily fixed. Because it's my job to cook. Like, that's not the mentality we're in. And again, every family is different. If you chose that life as a woman, you wanted to be a housewife. Your husband is the one that works and he takes care of you in every other aspect. And you decided you want to stay home and you want to be with the kids and you want to be the one that cooks and cleans. And that's the role you decided to take on your marriage. That's great. Like, I have a zero problem with that. But it is very upsetting to hear other women bring other women down because they don't know how to cook, or you try to step over them, or say, you're not a woman enough because you can't cook. Or when women start saying, like giving advice to another woman, well, if you can't cook, another woman might come along and take your man. First of all,
because that saying that says, what is it? Like the way to a man's heart is through his stomach,
right? Which it might be the case for some men. Some men their weakest spot might be, having a woman that cooks for them, and that's why it's important that you have communication when you're starting to meet a person, and you guys know what you guys are looking for in another partner. That's okay, but it's very important for you guys to understand each other in that way, and understand. If you meet this woman today and you are looking for someone who loves to cook as a man, and that she doesn't love to cook, maybe she isn't the person for you. Not that she is a bad woman, but she's not the one for you. That doesn't make her less of a woman. That's just her personality. And she should find a man who doesn't have that type of requirement, because she's not going to be happy with a man who has that type of requirement, because eventually she's just going to get fed up and it's going to feel like, why am I in this? Why do I feel like a maid? Why do I have to do this task that, I don't love to do? And I feel like I get no help from my partner. And these are the things that cause a lot of trouble in relationships.
Yeah, and some men just need to man up, because you could be sitting there, and if you hungry, like, you think I'm gonna sit here hungry waiting, can you make me something, please, man?
There
I'm
are
hungry.
men that really do that,
bro.
though.
If I'm hungry, I get up, I make something. Like, I like to eat, but I'm also simple. Like,
You're
I just eat
very
and that's
simple.
it.
I really appreciate
Now
that about
it's
you.
not like she's feeding me dino nuggets and mac and cheese, like, because then we will have a problem. But I don't sit there like waiting, like, oh, I'm gonna starve myself until my woman feeds me.
Right.
Otherwise, like, my life is
He
over.
doesn't sit there and cry. Like, for me to, if I made something, he's very appreciative, and when I do make something, it makes me happy to do it, because I know that he's going to appreciate what I just did.
The only problem I truly have is that you always love to cook when I start a diet. It could be like that week, and she'll be like, "Yeah, I'm in the mood to cook." And
yeah,
I'm like, "Fuck it, bring it on." We start like,
and then I don't be getting in the mood to cook something super healthy either. I'd be like super pasta with like super cheese.
We start next Monday, but another thing that I could kind of relate to and tie up to this is like back, not now, but back where we used to live with laundry, which is similar. I refuse to do laundry. To go to the laundromat and spend 4 or 5 hours on a Sunday to do laundry. Like I would not, like I used to do pickup. After I found out like pick up and drop off, that's what we used to do. Because to me, it makes no sense to spend that much time in a laundromat when the difference of a pickup service is like $30.
Yeah, or maybe less. Yeah.
And I was like, no, figure out a way to make more money for you to pay for this. Because that's what it is. Mm-hmm. Not sit there and complain that you got no money. No, figure out a way to make extra money because now what happens is you just see it as oh, I'm not doing laundry, but you just freed up 4 to 5 hours on whatever day you used to do laundry that you can use it for other things.
Mm-hmm. And I think going back to Beba, she stated that when she started working, her goal was to make enough money to be able to pay someone to do this because she hates it.
Yeah, to cook and clean. We said the same thing.
And she says she has the help now. And I applaud it. Like, what is wrong with that? I don't see anything wrong with that. She knows what she wants. She knows what she's after. She knows what makes her happy. She doesn't want to waste her time doing something she absolutely hates. And she works her butt off so that she can pay for someone who enjoys it more than she does. And she doesn't have to beat herself up about doing something that she doesn't want to do. And at the end of the day, her husband accepts her the way she is, which is the most important thing. And let me tell you, ladies, these women that think that because a woman can't cook or, you know, if I can't cook for my man, he's going to leave. Let me tell you something. You're in the wrong mindset.
Yeah.
If your man leaves you because you can't cook, like that's the only reason he leaves you. There's way more to that story.
Yeah.
Way more. And it's just in my mind, if a man just sees you good to cook, he doesn't love you. Mm-hmm. Because what are you? You are literally his servant. Yeah. You are his maid. You are his cook. If a man leaves you because you cannot cook, you're just his cook.
Honestly, what turns me on most is like seeing you trying to learn new things, like focusing on like business and stuff like that. Like that's the shit that I'm like, yeah. Not like, yo, I made you a new pasta. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But like when she like, yo, this plan right here will make us this amount of money. Yes. Now we're talking.
But this is why I guess we work. Mm-hmm. Because we are on the same mindset. You do admire the fact that I am business oriented. You do like the fact that I consider myself more than a housewife. I consider myself more than just a mom. I have goals. I have ambitions. I have vision. And that has been always what has really clicked us.
I feel like when I used to make minimum wage that we used to live in the room, I used to be like, what are you going to cook for? They cook. The people work in the restaurant, they cook. Like, order.
Like, it's not a big deal. Yeah, absolutely. It's all a mindset.
Money adds up, but money's unlimited. Figure out ways to make more money.
It is. And we work together. Like, right now, we're not at a stage where we can be spending money eating out every day. We're not there yet. But we understand each other. He respects the way I feel. If I one day he sees I'm not okay, it's that time of the month, I don't feel forced. I don't feel like, I absolutely have to get up because I viene Darwin and he's going to start nagging at me. That sucks to feel that way. To feel like this is when things start to get boring and things start to go wrong in relationships, I believe, in my opinion, because there's no understanding.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is just an important conversation to have. This is why I always emphasize when you're in a new relationship, you need to be open about everything that you don't like, everything that you like. And things might change down the line, but at least be upfront in that moment. There's certain things that are never going to change.
And it was better because, like, sorry to cut you off, I didn't expect you to start cooking, and you just kind of did it on your own. And for me, it was like, oh, this is nice. Right. But it wasn't like, oh, finally she did it. It was like, oh, this is cool. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
And for people wondering, they're probably like, yo, they probably don't even feed their kids, and our kids.
Yeah.
They eat whatever they want. Like,
they don't eat whatever
not whatever they want, but like they're picky.
Yeah.
It's like you could do a 5-star meal and they'd be like, I don't want this.
Right. I was just going to say that too. You know, like we have kids and, you know, maybe as they grow older, things will change a little bit. But sometimes I bust behind cooking like a full course meal, you know, with everything, you know, to serve on the table. And my kids eat so little of everything that I cook.
And but the days that we do cook, like we like, no, you gonna eat this food.
Well, no, definitely. I mean, I'm always like on top of them, trying to make sure that they're like eating fruits. You know, my kids aren't big on vegetables right now, unfortunately. But I'm always watching on fruits for sure. But I'm always watching, you know, making sure that they're not just eating junk.
Yeah. And Zena's 5, so like she's a
4.
regular. She's about to be 5.
She's 4.
All right. Well, she's 4, turning 5 in 2 months. But you know, she's 4 and she nibbles on things.
Yeah, she like snacks like. Yeah,
Armani will tear up
Armani, yeah.
He eats burgers, pizzas, homemade, everything. He's still a little. He don't like rice like that.
Yeah,
like you give him chicken and rice, and you eat all the chicken and leave the rice.
Yeah, which is not a bad thing because rice is just starch. It's not even that nutritious. So I actually don't have a problem with him just eating the protein. He
like transitioned at like 7, 8. He started like eating like real food.
And being like more hungry. I feel like he's going through a growth spur.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah. It's cool. I love it when my kids eat and I feel like they've eaten enough.
Like, this is buzzing.
Yeah. But yeah.
Because now Armani, we could take him to like certain restaurants. Like when we took him to Fat Boys, he was like, oh my God.
This is so good.
Because he at least is not afraid to try it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think that pretty much wraps up this video. I just hope you cook for me 7 days a week, and you know, maybe I'll buy you dessert.
But anyways, ladies, just value yourselves. You know, we can learn how to do everything in life. Everything. We are limitless. There's nothing that we cannot do. But let's respect each other. Let's not bring each other down over stuff like that. Everybody is different. Just like you might think, you know, I mean, somebody else can compare you and say you're not a good enough wife because, I don't know, you're not being sexy enough for your husband, right? That's like another thing. Like, that doesn't make a woman better than the other.
Yeah.
Like, it's all about relationship between the two. What makes each other in that relationship happy? Yeah. What makes them happy? It's not so one size fits all. You know, every man is different. Every woman is different. Make sure that you have upfront communication when you're dating. Make sure that person knows, hey, listen, I'm not really much of a cook. Do you like to cook? Because I don't really see myself cooking that much. Is that a problem for you?
Yeah, because imagine a relationship where the guy's a chef and the woman is not. Does that mean she's trash?
No, it happens. It happens.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like, no, he's just the chef. He likes cooking.
He likes to cook. He likes to cook. That's not, I hate to put gender on a task. Yeah. Like gender assignment on a task. Oh, because, I don't know, you're the woman, you need to cook. Because you're the man, you need to know everything about a car, for example. It's the same thing.
I definitely know more than you about the car.
Well, you do. But that doesn't necessarily mean that every man knows everything about a car. Maybe he might have to handle it and take it to the mechanic and be a gentleman, but that doesn't mean that he knows how to deal with every part of a car.
I've seen TikToks and YouTube videos of women being the ones that do like renovations in the house, like rehab, because they just like. And I'm like, yeah, that's awesome.
It is.
The guy's just like, yeah, I'll help her with the heavy stuff and buy shit, and she enjoys like hammering shit down.
Yeah, that's cool. Like, do whatever makes you happy. As long as you're not harming anybody else, everything is all good.
And people stop judging people and stay out their business. Because that ain't none of your business if she cooks or not anyway.
Exactly.
It's not your household.
Exactly. No, but you know, I feel like sometimes that judgment comes from a place of jealousy as well. Because some women feel so forced to have to do it, and deep down they don't want to.
Yeah, they're like, you should do it too.
Right, you should do it because you're a woman, and if you don't do it, your man's shut up.
That's me miserable together.
Like, stop. Like, let's stop this BS. Like, every man doesn't absolutely need a woman who cooks. There's men who appreciate other things in a woman more than her cooking. So everybody is different. Let's just respect everybody's opinions and everybody's, you know, perspective on marriage and who they are. Like, let's stay out of people's business and just be respectful.
That's it.
And that's it for today's topic. Thank you so much for watching. If you're here on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so. Hit the like if you're still here. Leave your comments down below. What do you think? Do you like to cook as a woman? Do you not like to cook? Does your man have a problem with it? Does he not? We would love to know how you guys feel about this topic.
And if you like to cook, just invite us over. We'd love to eat.
Absolutely. And yeah, that's it. So hit the bell so you can be notified every time we post a video. If you are on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, please don't forget to leave us your reviews. And that's it for today's podcast, you guys. Thank you so much for watching or listening. Until next time.
Peace.